you know when you're doing the right thing, but it can feel like, where am I even heading? But I tell people, like, once you know you're doing the right thing, right, going to the gym, eating right, leave yourself in that autopilot and just let it flow. But you have to have that direction first and then leave it on autopilot. There are a lot of other people who are on the opposite route. It's clubs, drinking, whatever. Those things in itself is fine, but it's context, right?
Yeah,
when you don't have anything in your life going on, then you keep doing that, and it's just fun. Some people, it's just a few weeks, few months, and then the worst one is like when it's years, bro. And then you look back in your life, you're like, oh,
yeah, man.
The only genuine advice that I can give to everyone out there who is planning to go to the gym for the New Year's resolution, do it sad, do it angry, do it depressed, do it when you don't feel like doing it. Even if you have like a bad workout, you can at least say that I worked out today and you did not work out. Like, you can at least say that.
Everyone made fun of Shia LaBeouf when Just Do It came out.
Do it! Just do it!
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Everyone out there celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas to every single one of you.
Yes.
And it's such a weird thing, because maybe we can go into this before we reflect a little bit, but like how Christmas is like such a cultural thing more than a religious thing now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and even with me, I'm like singing mistletoe. Oh, it's the most beautiful time of the year.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's fucking hot here today. So
it's not really. I'd say for the wider population, it's more cultural now, right? It's not really about the birth of Jesus Christ. Like,
damn,
of
bro.
course, it still is the birth of Jesus Christ.
Don't downplay my boy like that.
but people don't really take that into account anymore. I think Christmas is more just like, it's a holiday. It's the holiday season.
It's the holiday season, and it's also because it's so close to New Year's. Like, it just mashes together.
Yeah, it all mashes.
You know what I mean?
This is like the time where everything is happening.
Yeah, everything is happening, but in Australia, everything just closes and like nothing is open. Even the supermarket is closed, right? For Singaporeans, Coles is closed.
Is Coles closed?
Yeah.
Is Woolies closed as well?
Everything.
Oh shit, really?
Bro, you've been here for, what do you mean?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't remember going to a Coles or a Woolies on Christmas.
For reference to all the Singaporeans out there, like, it's the fair price, everything is closed. Like, every single thing is closed.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Only like maybe their own businesses or like small cafes where they're not like, they don't celebrate their holidays, then they do. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So welcome to 2025. This episode is probably going to be released in 2025 anyway. So Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year's.
Yeah. Happy New Year's. 2025, we're going to talk about like reflecting and like what it means to, not even what it means, but like, there's going to be a lot of moments in life where you don't hit your goals. There's certain goals you hit.
Yeah.
And I think everyone out there is definitely going to write down certain things and like, or even looking back at their goals being like, oh shit, I didn't achieve what I wanted. Or the opposite. They're like, oh, I achieved everything I
achieved everything that I wanted. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, let me ask you then, like, what has your 2024 been like, dude?
My 2024 has been fucking crazy, bro. It's just been wild.
It's a lot.
I've had some really low lows and I've had some really high highs,
There we go.
It's just so weird. The diabetes thing was probably, really down there. That was pretty low. The outcome that I got from that though was starting the gym, which was like probably the highest high I've had this year. Yeah. It's been because I started in the middle of June, right? So once the new year hits, it'll be like exactly half a year, like 6 months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Perfect time for you to like at the start of next year to like do the whole scanning, checking like where.
Yeah, that's true. I might have to do that. I think just for myself as well, just to know where I'm kind of standing, then perhaps build on my goals from there. But going back to 2024, it's so weird because I feel like I've done a lot of work on myself, like health wise, but like this as well. Like we're coming up on a year of this. And, to be here for fuck knows how many episodes we've done, but...
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, if we get into, like, the podcast quickly in on this episode is like we started, or rather, I've always had the idea of a podcast for like years ago. I think I've told you this.
Yeah.
But I'm like, who the fuck am I to start a podcast?
Right.
You know,
yep.
because it's also at a time where like there's going to be a lot of people watching this down the line, or down the line if we get viral or whatever, people are going to say like, oh, it's just another podcast.
It's just another podcast.
But the thing is,
yep.
I've been listening to podcasts since I was like 16 years old, and I've always loved the idea of a podcast. But somewhere along like 2022, that's where like the idea came about, and it was such a big thing that if you want to start a podcast, you'd have to really have an authority in a certain subject. You know what I mean?
Because you need some sort of credibility, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't just... Otherwise, it really is just another podcast
Yeah.
where you're just chatting
Correct.
shit.
Because I think the number one issue with a lot of people in their heads, and also people starting podcasts, it's like they start a podcast thinking it's just going to be talking shit.
Yeah, 100%. That's all they think.
Yeah.
I mean, even I did that. Even I, like, in high school, in, like, year 12 at the end, when it was, like, the podcast scene was up and coming, me and my friends, all we talked about was, boys, let's get together. Like, set up a table, get microphones, like, do a podcast episode.
Okay, perfect. Okay, because everyone who's going to watch this is also going to feel the same way, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't think of it that way at all. So you as a person who has thought that way, and now actually, like, going through a year of working with me with the podcast, what's the main difference?
What is the main difference? It's not
Or like what do you think like back then was like, oh, it's so easy or whatever, and then when you're actually doing it, you're like, oh, it's very different from what you thought it was.
Talking. I feel like that's pretty generic maybe, but that is like the biggest thing, because you need something to talk about, right? And when you're just chatting shit, you can't just chat shit for like the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do that. That's not sustainable. So to carry on a conversation and to then like actually talk about any sort of subject or whatnot, right? But like sticking to it and then bringing real points across and having like a purpose behind what you're saying. I think, yeah, like when I first had that conversation with my mates, it was all just let's sit down and let's just like chat bare shit, you know, like whatever's coming to mind, say like the most fucked up stuff you want to think of or whatever, and just say it, right? And that's what we thought it was. But like to then come to this, and then like it's like there was structure to it, you know. It wasn't like huge, it wasn't like every single thing is detailed and planned out. It's more like this is how it's gonna go. There's a flow to it, you know what I mean? There's a flow to it, and that was different.
Yeah, having that flow is definitely an important point that you brought up. And it also depends on like you have to be very self-aware of the dynamic between two people or like a group of friends, right?
Yes.
Especially with like the podcast that I listen to, it's like George Janko show, which talks a lot about like Christianity, life, mental health, and then Flagrant with Andrew Schultz, Akash Singh. They're all comedians, and that's why they know how to like banter and level up and stack that conversation.
Yeah. Yes.
And Andrew Schultz also was with what's his name, Charlemagne. He was doing a radio show with Charlemagne for years on end, and they know how to make it like entertaining.
Yes.
But sometimes when you're in that conversation in real life and then you bring it out on a podcast, it's such a different game.
It's very
because
different.
We put it on I'm only going to bring this up once just for like the technicality sake. It's like when you're having a conversation with 4 people in the room, you have to remember if you do it on a podcast, it's one microphone. So every time someone wants to talk, it has to be one person at a time.
Yes.
But when there's 4 people talking over another, and especially if usually people start the podcast with like 1 or 2 cameras, if you only have 1 camera, that's worse, because when 2 people overlap, it feels like everyone is talking, right? So this is the technical side of it, right? King, let's just do a thing. We'll open to the wide camera.
All right, cool.
You talk and I'll talk. Okay, ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. So when you listen to that conversation,
when I was back in Singapore, but it didn't really make sense.
Doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
But in real life, you can have a conversation.
You can talk over one another and still like you know what you're saying, but you can also hear what the other person is saying. Yeah. In a medium where it's like just like or like mostly audio, but I mean if you're watching video, that's like separate as well. But it comes in as like one voice.
Yeah,
You know, it
exactly.
comes through as one like audio. You
One
can't differentiate.
monotrack, yeah.
Exactly. You can't differentiate between like different sources. There's one source. It's like your headphones or like from your whatever you're watching.
Yeah.
Right. That's it.
Exactly. So those are like the technical sides of like a podcast. And I think for me, after a year of running this podcast, it's like just the ideation, dude. The ideation is so much more than what people think it is. It's like there's a picture where like you just come in and talk, but there's quite a bit of like needing to write stuff down, the questions you want to ask, and obviously as time passes by, like the muscle memory is there. It gets easier.
It gets easier.
And we've had episodes where like we really like each point was
Each
there.
single point was
Yeah.
written down. Yeah.
Exactly, and it depends on the episode. And I would say it's been the fact that we have done this for a year straight. Like, to me, that goal beats every other goal. There were other goals that we wanted to that I didn't achieve, but just the fact that we hit like a year straight, and even getting guests that I would have never thought I would have got, you know,
Yeah.
just random people like
Yeah.
Anna,
Some like really. Yeah.
Mekan, Arman, which his episode is going to come out tomorrow. Just really, really random people that I'm very, very interested to like have more next year. It's going to be a lot more guests next year.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I'm actually kind of more excited because we'll have episodes where we feature more guests. I think I'm more excited to not be in like the main sort of conversation. I'm excited to kind of take a backseat and like apply input, like small inputs, rather than like have a full-fledged conversation with you. Not because I don't like it, of course, but I think you and I, we've done like so much, and I think in order to change a little bit and progress even, it needs to be you and like other people.
Yeah. I think you know me as well. Like, I'm just an extremely curious person, and like I love dissecting people's brains and just like understanding. Because tomorrow's episode with Arman, dude, I never expected the conversation to go there.
Yeah,
I think same thing with Anna's episode. Like the fact that I remember recording that episode, or like rather that full day, right? So just for reference for everyone, like Anna was our first guest where she was like a complete stranger.
Yes.
Like a complete stranger. I've never met her. I just DM'd her randomly, and she was a solid content creator that was already doing like, she was to me like, I was like, whoa, this is real. Like this is real.
Yeah.
And then we randomly met at like this mall, and then we headed to the car park, and it was raining, and I'm just there like, I hope she doesn't think like we're some
Bro, that was like because in my head, I don't know why, but I only realized until like maybe the day or the day before that this was a person you didn't know. Like that was like, because you had told that to me, right? But then I was like, okay, cool. But then it was only until we got close to the day that I was like, wait, this is a random woman.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know her.
Yeah, I don't know her. She doesn't know me.
And she doesn't know us. So I was like, oh fuck, all right. And then I think I got a little bit scared as well, because I was like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? What is this?
Yeah, because we're going in to my car. An old beat up car, right? And it's raining. It's like, let's do this podcast. So it's also like I never put that in my goal, to be honest. Like that was not in my goal list. And the fact that happened, I feel like it's another reminder of like, always shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Like you never know, man.
And
You
the
genuinely
product
know.
that came out of it as well, man.
Of all stories, esophagus, right? Also esophagus. Like the fact that came out of it.
Like it was so good, man.
It was one of those stories
as
that,
well.
Dude, like
we didn't have an ending like that before.
Yeah. Before we go to the ending of that episode, it's like the fact that when we were recording it, the second I said esophagus, I like, that's it. That's the intro.
That's the one.
I knew that's the intro. One. And I was right. That was the highest viewed video on Instagram, and everybody loved that video.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shout out to Anna again. We're going to be collabing again next year. I haven't told you that, but yeah.
Oh, fucking fantastic.
The ending leading up to like her sharing like her weight loss journey and like her, what was it? Called high cholesterol. She had high cholesterol and all this kind of stuff, and reminding us like, I think I was reading books, and then it was the quote that Anna said on the episode, which was, "Life is gonna be hard. It's just what is your choice of hard." And I was just there, like, I kept reading books, and that kept coming out, and that's so true. It's like, I think people always try to make life not hard and make it easy, but it's going to be hard. It's just, what are you gonna choose?
Yeah.
Are you gonna choose a hard life that's like not worth living, or are you gonna choose a hard life that's worth living, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, of all people, Anna, man, like her story, like coming from Malaysia to Australia, doing, I'm sorry, I'm always gonna mess this up. I think she did like an engineering or like some bakery thing somewhere along the lines. I'm not sure exactly what's the mix.
No, yeah, it was bakery. So
Bakery?
she was
Yeah.
baking. But I think I think that was also a change. So she was doing something more STEM related initially.
Yeah, she was doing engineering, something in engineering.
Something more
things,
STEM related, then baking, came here to bake,
Yeah.
and then got into
Content
content creation. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now she's a full-time content creator.
And then a full-time content. Bro, I'm like, it's so weird though, because like I don't really know her, right? But after like meeting her and then having that episode and stuff, and like whenever she comes across me on like my Instagram feed, bro, I'm like just so proud, bro.
Yeah,
Like it's
weird,
just a weird feeling. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, because when we recorded in June, or was it May? Somewhere in May or June. And then she told us about some plans. And then recently, like, she's been doing the traveling things.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen her grow as well. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, like seeing
felt-
what she said come to fruition was like really
Yeah.
cool, bro, because like she's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's like, it's one of those things where, like, a lot of people, I think, when you're doing the things in life, right? Sometimes you just don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it feels like, oh, what the fuck am I even
Yeah.
doing, right?
Yeah.
But I told everyone, including myself, it's like, as long you know when you're doing the right thing, like you know when you're doing the right thing, but it can feel like, where am I even heading? But I tell people, like, once you know you're doing the right thing, right? For example, if you're like going to the gym, you're eating right, you're doing what is progressing your career, whatever it is, leave yourself in that autopilot and just let it flow. But you have to have that direction first,
Yeah.
and then leave it on.
Yeah,
autopilot.
100, bro.
Right. Because there are a lot of other people who are like on the opposite route, where it's enjoyment, right? Like it's clubs, drinking, whatever, and all those things in itself is fine, but it's context, right?
Yeah,
When
it's
you don't
very-
have anything in your life going on, then you keep doing that, and it's just fun. But then after, like, some people it's just few weeks, few months. And then the worst one is like when it's years, bro. When they're in that loop for years, and then you look back in your life, you're like, oh shit, holy shit. You know,
It's
yeah. It would sort of be like, I think if you were, that's why I'm very proud of you. Like I told you before, like with you going through diabetes, if you just stuck with like whatever that you had and continued living the same way and continued school.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I'd. Well, that's I think if I continued going that way, bro, like I can't even like imagine, man. I'd be so like fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a version of myself that's like just exponentially better than whatever it was before, and like to see it in front of me. And then because it hasn't been that long, the time frame it's been short. It's like it's fresh enough for me to still remember what it was like to be in the bad and then in the good. And it's like so there's such a vast contrast there that I'm just grateful for it. Like it's not even hard for me, you know. Like I'm so grateful for it that it's like. There's the pain is like nothing, man. It's nothing.
But that's the thing, right? Like I've learned with whatever I've went through this year as well. It's like you can only be grateful of the bad things or negative things that happened to you in the past if you learn and grow out of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because you can't be grateful for something you're not getting anything out of.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be grateful for an experience that you don't gain any betterment from it. You don't.
Yeah, but
you don't
it's a
grow out of
choice.
it.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing. It is a choice. And if you choose to grow from it and to learn from it, then you can be grateful. But if you don't, you go back to the ways that you were before, then
Yeah, Because I think a lot of people, including myself, we always have this thinking where like we're waiting for something to push us to do something good. Where you start to realize like in life it's just a choice. Like it's up to you right now. Like even happiness, sadness, or whatever, all those things, as hard as it is to accept, like it is a choice. You know, like if I'm faced with like 10 rude customers at 10 rude customers at work.
Yes, at work.
I'll just bleep it out.
Yeah, bleep it out.
It's still my choice whether I want to feel bad about it. But obviously I'm human. I'm like, I'll feel bad about it. And it's one of those things where like, you know, I think we all seen the episodes go by. Like I talked a lot about relationships. I went through quite a big like relationship thing.
Yes.
Throughout the mid of this year.
Yes.
It was long story short, we put it. It was during winter, and then my grandma passed away. But I wasn't like sad, but I think I didn't grieve it, right? Because it wasn't just my grandma passing away. It was the fact that like everyone went to the grave. And my uncles and my dad was sad, but I wasn't there. Like the fact that I was here alone during winter. And then I was in the middle of like all this relationship thing that I was going through with my ex at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like alone.
Yeah.
So it was like only when I went to therapy, that's when the therapist was like, dude, that's a lot, dude. And I'm just there thinking like, oh, that was a lot. Like even you don't know, because when you're going through so much shit, bro, you don't even know like it's a lot.
You don't
until
realize
someone
it.
from the outside is like, bro, holy shit, that's a lot.
Relax, man. Just like, please sit down for a second.
Yeah. It was definitely like,
because I know how bad like the winter hit you as well. Because the sun setting as early as it does here in the winter, bro, I know that took its toll on you.
Yeah.
And then you had like all that other shit going on as well. Like, damn, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, because I think I'm with you like every week.
Yeah.
That like I didn't.
I totally forgot.
Even
about
in
that,
like
yeah.
it was only like, even for me, only in hindsight did I see you go through that. Like in the moment there with you, I couldn't see like how much shit was going on. And then it's only like now as well, like in hindsight, that I'm like, well, for fuck's sake, man, Jesus Christ. There's like a lot going on there, bro.
Yeah. I think we just, because the power of technology is so strong these days, like we underestimate how heavy loneliness can be. Like true loneliness. You know what I mean? Like when you don't have like someone as a constant. Yeah. And I'm not asking you to like stay with me like 24/7 or whatever, but it's like just, there will be a lot of moments where it's like very, very lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And only after I started to like learning, and I started to do those episodes, right? Like with the Love Life episode with Matthew Hussey. Dude, I learned so much, man. From like people like Matthew Hussey, Diary of a CEO, John Deloney, bro. I've been like telling you a lot about John Deloney.
Yes.
So many stories. Talking to many different people about these things. And like, I am so extremely, extremely, extremely grateful for like that whole experience. Because dude, I think it brought out like a whole different side of me, and like a side that I've never explored before, especially in terms of like just relationships in general.
Yeah.
That even though I was in a serious relationship, but I've never had that like grown up thinking, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And everyone goes through like their own experience. Like some people can go through a serious reflective episode at 18. Some can go through it at 50, and like at different stages. And I'm so happy like I decided to learn from it. Yeah. Because I could have just wallowed in it and like continue gymming and be like Andrew Tate or whatever and just fucking go to the fucking gym. You know what I mean? But instead I was like, you know what, let's peel back and like actually start learning about like childhood traumas, sexual abuse, and like, not that I went through anything like that, but like in relationships, all these things, man, like it happens more often than not behind closed doors.
Your perspective like tripled in size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. I don't even
probably a lot more.
It goes to that thing where Anna said, right, like it's your choice of heart, because after a breakup, right, it's your choice. Like it's after a breakup, no matter whose fault it is, like even if you got cheated on, after that it's your choice as to what you want to make your life to be. And that was like the question I asked myself, like after this whole thing, right? Who do I want to be? I was like, who the fuck do I want to be? And I'm like, I will not give up. Like, I just chose not to. Like, I will not give up. I can cry, I can do whatever I want, but like my behaviors will not be like just me in bed crying or like just sitting down. I refuse. I refuse. Even if you want me to go to the gym crying and like like I would rather do that than stay home drinking or whatever. Like I just choose not to.
Of course. Yeah, man.
It was such a journey. And I mean, the biggest YouTube video we had was the Love Life episode, which was such a random thing.
I know. Oh my god, I remember that as well. Jesus.
I remember recording it being like 50 minutes of recording it just being like, what the fuck am I even saying? Like, who am I to say this?
Yeah, things? I know, right? It's like, what the fuck are we even? Who are we preaching to, bro? What are we doing? What's going on, bro?
Yeah, and then after that, when we came back and then we did the Reddit episodes and everything, and that was a whole different journey.
Yeah,
where like we got to talk to people on Reddit and really explore like the stories, bro. Like 100 people commented on that Reddit thread, bro.
That was a crazy response. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
that was like a whole thing of its own.
Yep. It's definitely still another thing that if we don't have guests for the week, is definitely going to be a thing that we're going to come back to.
I think 100%. I think I mean it's already been like a hot minute as well. You know, I'm itching to get back to.
I found another one. Do you know about this Reddit thread called Roast Me?
Roast Me.
Yeah. So basically, people just put their photos, and then they're like, roast me.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So it's like,
what the fuck?
It's a lot.
Oh my god.
We can definitely do a thing, or we can put our face there just to like start
and
some
then
shit.
Get roasted and then get fucked over.
You know what? I'll roast me. Like I'll take it. And it's like it's such a I guess with comedians, right? Why we have comedians is because part of grief, or like when you know you've sort of like overcome your grief of whatever it is that you're going through, is when you start joking about it, and not like to make things easier, but like you can genuinely have a laugh about it.
You can have a laugh about it, yeah. I think that's like the sign of like the times, isn't it? It's more like your process of healing or whatever it is, getting past it, moving on. If you can have a look back and then have a genuine laugh about it, I reckon that's about as good of an indication as you get.
Yeah,
in regards to how you are feeling about it, you know.
So this year, man, there was quite a few goals with this, like going to the gym every day, starting this podcast. 10,000 views. One of our goals that we hit was to get a solo video to be 10,000 views. And of all videos to hit the goal was Tinnitus video, where now it's going to 170,000 views. And people are still people are still DMing me on like, how do I handle my tinnitus?
Yeah, but they don't. But
I'm like, guys, I'm not a tinnitus doctor. Like, I don't solve this shit. It's still there.
Bro, you're better off just asking ChatGPT, to be honest. Like, you're genuinely better just asking an AI chatbot what to do about it.
Exactly, because I'm just telling you what I'm going through. I still have it. All right, I can't do anything for you. And I went to the doctor, so it's like, if you're talking to me, right, all I can say is go to the doctor. Like that's
go to an actual professional, a medical professional that has trained to give like eligible advice on this.
I just realized like that should be part of our next year goal, is to actually like I'll find a professional to talk about this.
Yes. Oh my god, that'd be such a.
Can you imagine like just going into the office being like, hi, I'm looking for a doctor, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so dude, I want to get you on a podcast to talk about tinnitus.
Yeah, dude, please. I need you on the pod, man.
Bro, it would actually be a lit thing.
I think that'd be hella lit. No, genuinely. I think that'd be amazing to have
specifically just tinnitus.
Just tinnitus. Just an ear. What is it? Ear, nose, throat doctor, right?
Yeah, throat doctor. Yeah.
Yes. Get one of those to come down and have a chat.
That would definitely be a part of it. Yeah. So we've gone through quite a lot of like the things that we went through. I think that's the thing, right? Because you'll have your goals, and then certain things in life will just happen. You don't plan diabetes, you don't plan a breakup, you don't plan a relationship or whatever it is.
Yes, sir.
And I would say that's what you want in life, right? Like, I think a good year has its low lows and high highs. I think that's a very good year.
Absolutely. I mean, I I think this year is definitely one that I will remember, bro.
Yeah.
Like, there are years where you don't really remember what happened that year, like for yourself as well, because you know, it just goes by. I'm gonna remember this one, bro.
I think now that I look back at it, it's like more than achievements. I think if you can say that the person that you were at the start of this year and at the end of this year, if at the end of the year you feel like you've grown a lot, I think that's when you'll be like, oh,
I think that's why this year was the first year where I felt like that. Like I genuinely felt real personal growth this year, and I've never ever experienced that before. So yeah, it's
addictive, isn't it?
It is,
especially now you're like in the gym, and he's like, even though I've been in the gym like for longer than him, but like you're a lot more like technical with like what you want to like grow and like the workouts, like the specific thing.
I'm a bit I got my so because my birthday's coming up as well. My mum and dad asked me, what do you want? And I said, get me protein. Genuinely, I said, I don't want a party, I don't want anything expensive, just get me protein. Oh man, get me protein and pre-workout, and I'm set. You've literally made my first 3 months.
You have become that guy.
But like at first I was gonna tell them not to get me anything because I don't want anything, but I was like, ooh, I mean, protein, you know, if you're gonna get me protein, I'll fucking take it.
Oh man, you've really been addicted, dude. Yeah.
I mean, what else can you do, bro? You go in, you see what happens, and you're like, well, shit, I want more.
Right.
I want more.
It's so addictive because you actually get to see that whole growth. And funnily enough, even though I have been in the gym. I have worked out for like 4 years altogether now, right? Yeah. This year was the first year where like I would say people took notice. Like actual like I heard, I think it's just like being self-aware, like a lot of people just being like, dude, like you're doing something right. Yeah. You know? And like people asking me for advice. And again, I'm just gonna say this again and again on every episode. There is no advice. Just go.
Just go to the fucking gym.
I'm not gonna scream this time, alright? Because it's Christmas. I want to be nice.
It's Christmas.
I want to be nice. Just go to the gym.
Just go to the gym, guys.
Yesterday, a friend of mine texted me. You know, like
bro. I didn't even New Year's resolutions. The amount of resolutions. How many people do you think are gonna sign up to go to the gym this at the start of the year, bro?
Oh, dude, if you were working at the gym, or like if you are the like the admin of the gym, I think this has to be prime time, bro.
This has to be peak sign-ups, man.
Yeah, I think. Oh, dude, I just realized. Yeah, they will definitely be like, okay, guys, start of this year, how do we get people to stay in the gym?
Yes,
we have to get them. Yeah,
because half the other reason besides like the initial motivation that people get is like the gyms that put out like $1 a week for like 4 weeks, or like free first 2-3 weeks or whatever, and people like, oh, all right, what's the harm, I'll try it out. And then they just never cancel. They just keep fucking going, and they just don't go back. Don't go back.
But I find that the craziest part, right? Because I joined the gym, right? And to me, the psychology behind me buying it is also like, I'm paying for it, so I have to go. But I find it crazy for people who sign up for a gym and they don't go and just let it rip off their like their money,
because it's procrastination, bro. That's all it is. It's like, oh, I've got the subscription, so like, you know, I do have a gym subscription,
and you don't watch anything.
You don't watch anything. Yeah, but it's like, oh, you know, I'll go tomorrow, or I'll go the day after, or next week I'll really start going. So what's the point of canceling? Because you know, it's there. But then they just don't. You procrastinate, and it's just more money at your bank. That's all.
Yeah. I guess since it's Christmas, I'll give like the genuine advice, like one genuine advice. I don't believe in advice with the gym, to be honest. But the only genuine advice that I can give to everyone out there who is planning to go to the gym for the New Year's resolution, or if you haven't been going to the gym a lot and you want to go more, or you've been skipping, procrastinating, whatever it is, do it sad, do it angry, do it depressed, do it when you don't feel like doing it, do it no matter what happens during the day. Just do it. Treat it as like it's your job, right? If you commit to like whatever your goal is, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times, whatever it is, just do it. Even if you have like a bad workout, you can at least say that I worked out today and you did not work out. Like you can at least say that. Do you know what I mean?
Everyone made fun of Shia LaBeouf when Just Do It came out.
Yeah, and look at him now. Yeah, and like I think we can sort of close on that, which is like, if we reflect a little bit on Shia LaBeouf, like I don't know too much in detail, but actually I probably know quite a bit more because I was watching his podcast. But that man, dude, like from Transformers to getting into alcohol, drugs, and then sleeping around, and then being sort of abusive to his ex, and then now to being sober after that Do It video.
Yeah.
And he really changed everything, bro. Yeah.
Crazy.
I think that's the goal everyone wants, right?
I think that's I'd probably want to learn a bit more about his journey, because it's definitely been like a widely known thing that Shia was down bad, but now he's gone a lot better.
Yeah.
So I think it'd been because he went on a podcast run, didn't he? Went like a
with that guy. I keep forgetting the other guy's name, but like it was a very, very popular one. Let me search. John Bernthal. Yes.
Oh yeah, the
real ones.
Yeah, no, John Bernthal. Yeah, the the other actor.
Yeah, because he was. I think the story that was popular, which is Shia LaBeouf on Love. He was in an AA meeting.
Yeah,
alcohol addiction meeting, and then there was no one to support him. Like his mom, his parents, like no one was supporting him, and everybody was like just making fun of him. But his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, somewhere along those lines, was the one that like called in and like, hey, how are you? You know, because I think they have like a weekly thing where they also like have people that they love call in to say like they're proud of them or whatever. And everyone had someone except him. Until one day his ex that he treated like shit came to say like, I'm proud of you, like you're doing the right thing that's for your life right now. Yeah.
Is that not his current wife? I feel like that's what I remember.
So. If I'm not wrong,
I think it is his current wife. Yeah.
I guess 2025 is also a little bit about like, for me, it's redemption. Because no matter how successful you are, at the end of the day, you have your own journey, you know, like Shia as well. Like, at this point, he's already like one of the biggest stars, right? Going through all this shit. And I believe in redemption and like change. People can change, but you can't change someone. I think that's the main difference, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
man. So for this podcast, next year, loads of guests. I'll do my best for that to come through. Interesting people. I think trying to get a professional will probably be tough, but I'm definitely gonna push on that and just shoot all my shots.
Absolutely, give it a shot.
And if you as well, if you have any friends or like whoever that wants to come, I think let's be honest here. I think I'm self-aware, or like tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
On this pod, I think I definitely lean into like deeper mental health topics a lot more.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys can see in the back, like that was me at the start of this year where I put like, what is my brand?
Yeah.
Or what is our brand? It's like migration plus genuine curiosity. But I think I realized it's like migration, I get it because we are all international people.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be like mental health. Yeah. A lot of that, like what's going on in people's brains.
Yeah, like true inner stories.
Yeah.
The stuff
which is the vision,
which is exactly
stories.
which I think is what you were after. You were after that from the first place, but now it's taking form. Like you've got a clearer image of what you're after. Yeah.
Because at the start there was definitely a little bit more like kiddie-ish kind of like how we started.
Go have a look at our first fucking episode, right?
Yeah. But it's gotten to the point where like sometimes I just don't want to be that serious.
Yeah.
But I realized, like I said, tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm only seeing it from my view. But I guess that's my strength, is that I genuinely have this like curiosity to really want to understand, and like we're good at going there.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, because you've never lost the giddiness. You just gained the deeper what is it? The curiosity, right? You gain that. But I mean, we still laugh, and we still have like our light talks and talks with a lot more a bit more of that comedic factor behind it. And you know, like a perfect example, the Reddit episodes. You know, like there was still,
it was so deep,
there was still like, you know, deep, but we had so much like fun with that as well. And I think absolutely, like if anything, that just proves the evolution of how far we've come. Because at first it was like straight giddy, straight like boom, 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 you know, with like a bit of like serious conversation mixed in. But I think where we are now, I'm really happy. I think we have the ability to have a conversation about something which is pretty serious, something that, you know, is closer to the heart, closer to the mental side of things, but holding on to that light fluff of,
Yeah.
you know.
And I think it's just us. Like, that is genuinely our
Yeah,
dynamic,
exactly.
you know?
But I think as we've come along, it's become easier for us to have the conversations we do off camera on camera.
Yeah.
And I think that is like,
That's the goal.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
And that's experience. That's what we've learned and got better at. You know.
Yeah, 100%. So, to everyone out there, Happy New Year. I hope you guys have your goals ready and be ready for life to come at you, because you're not going to hit every goal.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I've learned from Ali Abdal before we go off was have weekly goals instead of a yearly goal. But you can have a big,
You can have a
one
big goal,
big
100%,
goal and
but-
keep it to yourself. And by the end, you're like,
Yeah.
I reached that. So, yeah, I'm really excited for next year
Yeah.
to see where it goes.
Happy holidays, everyone. Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Go and kiss Santa Claus.
What?